Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day as always. If you're new to the channel, I am Travis, aka the Brass Tack. I'm a professional automotive detailer with over 15 years of experience, and I'm here to help educate you on your car cleaning journey. And today we're going to be talking about door jambs, something that gets looked over quite a bit. Let me get the key out of here so it's not dinging at me, and get the lights turned off. There we go. I am going to probably open the doors a little bit to let some light in because that is important for today's video because it's hard to see in these door jambs. But the problem with door jambs is you get a lot of dust and dirt that comes up off the tire and goes into the crack, okay? A lot of it you can tell goes onto the side of the car right here, but some of it gets inside the crack and it's more dust than anything, and it tends to just kind of stick to all the surfaces in your door jambs. I don't know if you can see this or not, but you can just kind of see how dirty the door jambs can get. Even if you're taking your car through the car wash once a week or whatever, door jambs don't get touched, and neither does your gas cap area, and those are usually filthy as well. A lot of times on bigger vehicles like SUVs like this one, the hatch jam is one of the worst ones usually. This one actually has two hatches. It has the main big hatch that opens up, and then the glass itself opens up, and I'll show you. This one is probably completely filthy because it never gets open, but you can see how dusty and dirty a jam will get, especially when it's not getting used. Good Lord. But I'm going to show you how to do this pretty quickly and easily. It's actually very simple, not a whole lot to it, but I do want to show you guys how to do it and show you that it is very simple and it can be done from the comfort of your own garage or driveway, really. So the first thing I'm going to do is tell you guys the products and tools you're going to need to do the job. The first thing you're going to need is obviously a hose and water. The next thing you're going to need is your cleaner slash degreaser of choice. If you've been watching my videos, you probably know that I use hot stuff with cinnamon scent. It comes from Carbrite. I think the lowest amount you can get it in is a gallon. So what you do is you buy it like this and then you dilute it. So this is my diluted bottle of it. You can also go to Walmart and buy something like Purple Power or something like that, and if you dilute it right, it works about the same. So you don't have to go buy some expensive product to do this job. The next thing you're going to need is just kind of an old wash mitt. This is the one that I use on wheel well areas and stuff. I just kind of keep it cleaned out nice so I can use it on door jambs. Sometimes you have to go as far as using one of these. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's just as simple as spraying your product on, letting it set for a few minutes and rinsing it out, and that cleans the door jamb pretty good, and all you have left to do is wipe it out when you're drying the car, and that gets the majority of the rest of the dirt that's left, which usually isn't much. But I do always have this on standby just in case, because I do know that on the back of this vehicle, like I showed you, that one's really dirty, so I probably will use something like this. Something to note about doing door jambs is that you probably will get some water and product on the interior of the vehicle, on some of your interior panels that are close to the door. So I prefer to do this part of the job before I clean the interior. That way you don't have a perfectly clean interior panel and then you get a bunch of stuff all over that you have to wipe back down. So kind of the process is you spray the product on. Do not rinse it first. You just spray the product on first. Let it sit for a few minutes and you'll start to see that dirt run down, and then you just kind of rinse it off. And then you look at it, and if there's any more, you can spray some more product on there and clean it with your wash mitt. So that's kind of the process. Don't know exactly how I'm going to film this because I'm going to need both hands to do the job. I'm going to have the camera in kind of a precarious spot. So I will figure that out. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get the camera and lighting set up for you guys, and then we will get started. Okay guys, I have cracked the doors just a little bit. It is pretty chilly out, but I cracked them just a little bit to get enough light in here so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'll give you a little bit better look at these door jambs. You can tell once they get closer up to the front wheel, they get pretty dirty. So I've got my product here. What you want to do is literally before you even spray any water or anything, you just spray the product in the door jamb. Just like this. And I just take it and I try to spray it up underneath this rubber thing and not over it. I do one door at a time. Keep the other ones closed so I can do it kind of like this. Just spray the entire door jamb. And then I also get the bottom of the door, because that's part of the door jamb too. Come up the side here. Doesn't hurt to get it into the latch a little bit. That doesn't hurt a thing. Make sure you get it all And like I said, if you have a good enough product and you let it sit long enough, you really don't have to do a whole lot of actual washing with a mitt or a brush or anything. You just kind of let it sit. And a lot of times what I'll do is I'll go ahead and shut the driver's door and then open the passenger door and do this one too. While that one's soaking, I can start spraying this one. And like I said, you can honestly just let this stuff sit long enough. I don't know how well you can see this. I hope I'm doing a good job. I have no idea with the camera. That doesn't really seem like it's gonna need a whole lot up there. I can just wipe that out later. As you look around, you can just kind of assess what you think is gonna need work and what's not. But no, I'll close the passenger door back, come back to the driver's door, open it up, and it has set for a good couple minutes now. So the next step is really just to kind of spray it out with the water hose. Don't get too crazy, just very light pressure and just let it kind of rinse everything out, and you'll see the dirt just kind of wash down and away. So I'm gonna grab the hose and we'll just start rinsing, and hopefully I don't get water on the camera. Like I said, just light pressure. Doesn't have to be anything too crazy. And like I said, you're gonna get water on interior panels, okay? It's just gonna happen. So just be prepared for that. You do what you can to keep it from happening, but it's still gonna happen, so. I can already see a major, major difference in just the shininess of the paint inside the door jambs. There we go, underneath this rubber seal. Back up here, like I said, just nice, easy. Once you get into an area like this, you can put a little more on it. Okay, we'll keep going. Spray the underneath side of the door here. And there you have it. That's literally the first door. A lot of times that is all I do, is just spray the product on, let it set for a minute, and then rinse. And the reason that's the only thing I do is because when I come back around and dry, I have a special drying towel that I use specifically just for door jambs, just because if I do happen to get dirt from door jambs on it, I'm not wiping it over the rest of the vehicle. It is just specifically for door jambs. So I'll dry the whole vehicle off, and then I open all the doors up and dry my door jambs with a completely different towel. And that helps to eliminate any scratching or anything, because at the end of the day, you are going to pick up some dirt that got left behind. That's just a reality. I get it good enough for now, and then when I come back with my drying towel, it's already a little bit damp anyway, and it picks up all that leftover dirt that I didn't get. Now, like I said, once I get to the back here, I am going to use the mitt because it is so bad, but just regular use of doors, especially if you're going through the car wash once a week, it's somewhat getting rinsed out a little bit, and it's not horrible. Anyway, we'll go ahead and rinse this one now. I hope this video quality is not horrible, guys, and if it is, I am so sorry. I'm trying to hold the camera with one hand and work with the other, so just because I have to get the camera into certain angles that I can't just use the tripod for. Okay, that door jamb is now complete. Now at this point, guys, I am going to try to set up the tripod to show you guys the back hatch area. And I know I've already showed you how to do it, but I want to actually show you how to clean the really dirty stuff, because I am going to use the mitt on this one. So I think I'm going to try to set the tripod up on a stool and show you guys how to do this. All right, guys, I hope that you can see this. This particular hatch never gets used, so it is ridiculously filthy. It's just really dusty. I'm going to show you guys how to do these filthy hatches. Like I said, the first thing you do is don't spray water on it, just go ahead and spray the degreaser on it and let it start working. Because if you do it like that, it tends to be a little bit more concentrated and works better. So you just spray it on. Go ahead and spray it on the shocks as well. I may be able to get away with not having to use the wash mitt, but I'm gonna do it anyway just to show you guys how to. Okay, the next step, can't see it down here, but I have a bucket of soap and water that I'm gonna go ahead and use my wash mitt with. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my wash mitt soapy, not too wet because you don't want it dripping a whole lot. So then you just come around and go ahead and just kind of wash it. Like I said, I don't have the wash mitt super wet. All I'm doing is dislodging the dirt that's there. As you can see, there's already stuff dripping in the interior. But this has to be done this way because it's just filthy. And just spraying the product on there and rinsing it off isn't gonna do much good for as filthy as this is. So, okay, that's that half. Now I'll do this half. Okay, that wasn't so bad. The last step is literally just to rinse it. And that presents another set of challenges because now you're spraying water. And even though there is a rubber seal right here, it's not very wide, so the water tends to want to pour over it and go right in the interior. But you have to have this window open to do this. So the key here is very, very little pressure and not much water going down to the seal at a time. So you're not, see, I try. As much as you try, sometimes it just does it on its own. There's no way around it, but. But when you're doing these, you just go back over things. And so once I'm done with this whole hatch area, I will wipe the interior back down. That's why I say do this before you do the interior. And there you have it, one clean window hatch jam. The next thing I'm gonna do before I close it is take one of my drying rags and just dry this seal off so that it will seal back up to the window correctly. And then later on, obviously, once you're done detailing the entire vehicle, you can open this hatch back up and dry the actual jam out, but there's no sense in doing that until the entire vehicle is done. That's how you do that. Pretty simple. It just is a little bit messy with the interior, so that's why I say you want to do this before you actually do the interior. Now we'll open up the actual hatch, and you're going to have water on the panels, so you're going to want to wipe those off. And this panel here. Now we will do this jam. Pretty much the same process. You just take the cleaner and spray it. Spray the shocks. A lot of times, the door part of the jam on this usually isn't horrible. The sides can get kind of bad. So I'll spray those. Now this particular jam wasn't as bad as the window hatch because this hatch tends to get used quite a bit. So really, I think all I need to do is just rinse this one out like I do the door. Same process, you just want to be careful and use low pressure. It's inevitable that you're going to get water in the interior. So just know that. You don't have to be scared of it. It's just water. It'll wipe right up. It's just kind of a pain, that's all. Gonna do the outer part of the door itself. It's kind of a messy job because you're spraying water above you. So you're gonna have water dripping, but that's another part of being a detailer, is that you know you're gonna get wet. So it is what it is. Just get used to it. Okay. I think I've got pretty much everything rinsed back off. There's a pine needle stuck in here. Let's get that out of there. And this bottom part, you just kind of spray one direction and it all goes flying out the other end. And the last step, like I said, is just to take your rag and wipe down any interior panels that you got wet. Because like I said, no matter how hard you try, it is inevitable that you're going to get water in the interior when you're doing door jambs and hatch jambs. It just is what it is. And there you have it. 2 hatch jambs clean, 2 door jambs clean. Now let's do the last 2. And there you have it, guys. 4 clean door jambs and 2 clean hatch jambs checked off the list. I am so sorry if this video and audio was horrible this time. It's just so hard to hold a camera and work at the same time, but I'm doing my best for you guys. I sure hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to go down below and give it a big thumbs up. While you're at it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you do not miss any more of my content, because I can tell you right now, I'm gonna keep bringing you cool stuff like this and showing you how to do all kinds of fun stuff on car cleaning. And here and there, I'm also gonna do some cool other videos, maybe some Duramax content or some content talking about my addiction to petroliana and automobilia. This is only about a quarter of what I actually own as far as signage. And you'll probably see some of that show up here and there because I do have a huge interest in that. But that will do it for today's video. Like I said, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Until the next upload, guys, take care and have a great night.